$112 billion fund. You delivered $7.3 billion in the 3 months to June. I'm fascinated to know, where did you get such an amazing return? Was it in equities, bonds? What was the outstanding asset class for your fund recently in the last quarter to deliver those numbers? Good morning.
Well, first of all, this is long work, basically, that took us more than 3 years, 3.5 years to date. We worked very hard on what I call the 3 Ps: people, process, and portfolio. Asset classes, we have roughly 20%, around 20% in fixed income. We have around 30% in equities, hedge funds around 15%, real estate around 15%. Private equity sits just below 10% today, which is very close to target.
You're clearly investing in talent and trying to reshuffle some of the key staff in your team, but run me through the broader shift that you would like to start off on here in terms of getting out of certain markets and going into other markets. I mean, you talked broadly about some of the current asset allocation. How's that going to change over the next year or two? What would you like to modify here and refine, if you will?
Infrastructure, we're looking to build up aggressively. We're at 3% today. We're taking that up to roughly 10%.
Can I ask you then, on that allocation, on the asset allocation, you've told us what you have. You have 11.5% cash. And as you said yourself, you inherited humongous amounts of cash. Your ambition is to get that to 4%. As you look at the world, Mishal, will that be more towards equities? Are you tempted by bonds, given where rates are at the moment? Or will your allocation be more towards private equity and perhaps real estate? What do you favor most in the risk environment that you face to deploy the cash?
No, we're definitely going for more alternative investments. So it's going to be more private equity, infrastructure as well, slightly increased hedge funds and real estate at the same time. Fixed income and equities should remain roughly where they are at the current levels.
2020 has been a very volatile year, Mishal, and you look at valuations in the United States, a lot of the people that we speak to on this program, they're in many cases starting to get quite nervous about how much upside there is and that there is actually a lot more risk of downside. What are your thoughts on U.S. stocks at the moment? And, what's the broader geographic breakdown in your portfolio when it comes to equities? What do you like? What don't you like?
We really don't pay much attention to short-term moves, basically. We don't typically go quarter to quarter. But that being said, we definitely watch the market.
Mishal, with that in mind, I know that you're trying to get away from cash. Our last guest went to 25% of his portfolio in cash. As you look at the world, how do you think best you protect the portfolio and the pension fund and the funds? Is it via gold? Is it via perhaps reviewing the amount of cash that you want to have? What is your feeling on gold and a defensive play to protect yourself in these times?
Yeah, we're responsible for the savings of more than 600,000 people, basically, in Kuwait. We are very serious when it comes to protection and risk management. Obviously, for us to hit our targets, we need to be fully invested. So I guess the short answer to your question is diversification. We need to make sure that we are fully invested in the right asset classes, and also basically invested with the best in class managers worldwide.